Hello, YouTubers and all that's happen to watch. Hope you're all doing quite well. So basically, this right here is my hot take, using quotations there. So basically, all right. Now, whenever I look at the whole discussion of what's the right and wrong ways of collecting multimedia. Now, a lot of people over the years collect multimedia, video games, or whatever their own way. At the end of the day, no one's really going to stop people from stealing older games and all that. People are stealing old games. What do you mean? Da, 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 da. I see people taking fully free copies of Doom, the original Doom, and just taking them off a nilly-willy website and just keeping it. Now, we all know full well the game sold on Steam or wherever else. The intellectual rights owners, wherever they are nowadays, because that freaking train keeps going to each station. I lose count who the hell owns it anymore. So id Software, we'll just say id Software, still owns rights to it, and so people grab it that way. But then the people who are making some sort of thing about it was, well, I just want to play it. I played it back in the day, and I just want to play it. So it's a whatever, right? Right? I mean, fuck it. Like, we can't really stop them. Whatever. We're not the law. We don't, you know what I mean? So scratch that person off. Whatever. So basically, then you have the people who go and buy it off of Steam. They buy it off of GOG, wherever it's being sold, this copy of Doom. And so basically, in their own way, in their own right, they're preserving the original form or the format of how games were exchanged and accumulated. Whether you own 50 copies of Doom or not, it don't matter. You just wanted to play Doom, so you paid like $6, $10, whatever the price is going for it nowadays, because hell, I don't even fucking remember. Because I bought my copy like ages ago. All right, let me look at it. Ultimate Doom, okay, $5. And $5 for Doom 2 BFG edition, which has all the games in it. You might as well grab that version of it whenever it goes on sale for $5. It is usually $20, right? And then you have Doom Eternal, which is like 40. Doom 2016, $20. Now, to me, I feel like the ultimate format of preservation is storefronts in the media front, or the digital format. Now, before someone goes, well, if those stores go away, you're fucked. Well, it depends on the store, right? Now, if the stores themselves are DRM free, like Epic, Humble Bundle, and GOG, especially GOG, you pretty much have a more likely chance, as long as you back it up on like a Google Drive that's privately owned by yourself or wherever, you're more likely to have that copy of game forever. With some of the fixes, if GOG applied them or not, I mean, again, it's up in the air. Some of the developers who submit their games to GOG, that's a whole nother discussion right there in itself. But let's roll back the tape to now. Basically, when it comes to media preservation, I usually look at it one or two ways. And this is my only opinion. And many others who share the idea, well, if we want to play a game that badly, if it's on GOG or wherever else, if it's cheap, we'll grab it. If not, we'll look for a physical copy of it somewhere. If that's cheap, we'll grab it. If it's not cheap, then no store has it. Fuck it. I just don't need it that bad right now. That's my idea of it. I mean, at the end of the day, no one's going to agree with me who just want the game and want to keep it. They're like, well, I ain't going to pay $500 for a fucking game, which is fine. I get it. No one's Rockefeller. I get it. Don't argue. Don't get pissy with me. I get it. At the same time, you can't really get mad at me when I just don't want to pay that either, but I'll wait till it hits the store for $5. See, I didn't have to pay that $500. I just waited for it to be $5. See what I mean? It's like there's no right or wrong statement there from any side. The person didn't want to pay that $500, so they didn't pay that $500. I didn't want to pay that $500 to the scalper person on eBay or wherever, so I didn't pay that $500 either. And this is basically the thing too. A lot of people were like, oh, like some magical granny is gonna drop this in some store. You know, like I've seen this too, and it gave me an aneurysm. So whenever I see that statement, like these people act like this is not a thing, because every once in a rare fucking while, this is the magical concept, folks. The magical concept. I'm gonna sprinkle that dust over it now, because apparently it's a magical fantasy statement. Apparently, every once in a rare while, And this is not like I'm saying like every 25%, every 50, every 75%, some grandma's going to drop this shit in a store somewhere. But when there happens to be a copy of something, usually 9 times out of 10, some of the store managers or something like that are smart to it. Hey, this game's worth something. I'm going to charge this much for it at a thrift store now. Because they look on eBay, they look at some price guide website, which is some of those guides websites are kind of shitty, but they'll go on there and look at the game. And for example, let's just grab one right here randomly. So Scarlet Nexus, they'll look at Scarlet Nexus. This is not really worth that much in terms of physical media at the moment because digital, a lot of people prefer with these format of console. So with the Series X and all that, people just like doing digital or Series S, especially with that because you ain't getting a disc out of that shit anytime soon. And they like the digital media. So a lot of the discs for Xbox One or the Series X, you're not likely going to see someone who owns those, at least particularly the Series X, are really going to go out of their way to truly get a console case or a console case, what? Brain fart? Anyway, are going to get a disc anytime soon, so the worth of these games go down. Okay, so we'll look at that and we'll go checkbox. So for someone like myself who likes physical media, even though, yes, at the end of the day, it's convenient and nice to have a game on a cloud somewhere and just be able to download it and play it off of, Steam or GOG or whatever. I agree with the statement too. It's convenient as well. I like also owning the media because I'm still that collector person. Beggars cannot be choosers. Sometimes the games are worth way too much more than they actually are, and I'd just get it cheaper through a digital format if it's sold that way. If it's not, fuck, I'm screwed out of shit out of luck. Or hopefully if I can get a PSN card or a currency card, it's like $20. I can load up on a couple games off the PlayStation Network's PS3 store and get some of those really expensive PlayStation 1 titles for about a couple dollars, like maybe $10 at most, and I'll be set. Now, the only problem with that, though, is most people will argue is, well, that store goes down like they were threatening before. What are you going to do? Well, if it's still installed on my console, I'm all set. And if I purchase that said game, see what I'm saying? If I already purchased it and it's on some paper somewhere from the web company, if I so choose, if I happen to own it on my PS3 here, if I so choose, then if I want to go grab it from those websites, those naughty websites, as people say, then I can because I did purchase it before. And it is still on a cloud somewhere that's defunct, unfortunately, or it's on my console here, that as long as I preserve it as much as I can, I should be cool. So again, that's where, to me, digital preservation is. As long as I purchased it, I have a copy of it, I don't see any harm and any foul when it comes to me wanting then a digital version of the game afterwards. Because sometimes it's not easy to pull the media off those ROM carts. Some people have the machines to do it, and some of the machines aren't truly expensive to do so. But I don't trust my computer or my software to do that anytime soon. Another example here is I have a copy of Star Wars Yoda Stories. May the Fourth be with you, which was yesterday. So having this here, it's a pain in the ass to rip this off the disc and then put it on my computer, then set it up to play, because it just doesn't want to cooperate. But it's still, the media, there still means if I truly want to grab a copy of this off a website, I probably could because I do own the real disc. Now, this isn't like a get out of jail free card for everything, but I own the game, right? So, as far as I see it, I own the game. But at the same time, not everyone's made out of money, and there's more things that get sprinkled over their lifestyle, how their life actually is, day-to-day bills, everything else, and they can't afford a lot of games. So basically their lifestyles, whether they're playing games from dime to dime, they get free games off of Steam, they get free games off of GOG, or they get free games off of the freeware websites out there, and they just play them and enjoy and preserve them and just have fun. Or they play the collection I already existingly have and just have a blast. Or they play the MMOs, the RPGs, they play all these games that are actually free. Life is good. And that's how I like how things are going. At the end of the day, I mean, no one's opinion is truly wrong. At the end of the day, it's more of a moral compass. You do you at the end of the day. When I look at a media or look at multimedia around us, all these games that are coming out and all this, we have companies like Nintendo, we have Sega, all these other companies jumping out, NEC and all that. Or actually, no, Konami technically made the TurboGrafx 16 Mini or published it, I think. Might be. I don't know. Because I think at the bottom of the mini console, there's Konami at the bottom of that, but I think that's mostly focused towards the fact that they have all the Castlevania games on there, which is a great, great collection, by the way. Anyway, back on track. So basically, preservation is done several ways, and I think that's what's beautiful about collecting and everything else. I don't have to sit here and tell you that at the end of the day, if you feel like you're getting value of having fun of playing the collection of games you have, that's awesome. If you're a collector like myself who actually has a lot of the media and just decides to play it, you're a great person. If you are on a budget and you buy games every once in a while to enjoy them, you're also awesome. If you're a person who just grabs a whole collection of Genesis ROMs and says, fuck it, unga bunga, you do you. I mean, at the end of the day, it is necessary collecting if you're just grabbing a whole lot of them, but hey, you're trying to preserve it and play it in your own right, all the power to you. As for myself, I'll enjoy my collection. You do your thing.